Welcome back to FinSights. So far in our mutual fund series, we have seen what mutual funds are and its few basic types. In this video, we are going to get an idea on how to pick a suitable scheme out of thousands of mutual fund schemes available in the market. Mutual fund, as we know, is a vast subject. Hence, here we will only focus on key points which are essential to know as an investor. The first few things you see while picking a fund are your investment objective, time horizon, and risk profile. Once you have decided upon these things and decide upon a fund category, for example, you have decided to invest in a large cap equity growth fund, then the decision of picking the right one for you becomes due. Let's have a look at few important measures to help you with that decision. First one is trailing returns. The first thing which comes to anybody's mind before investing hard-earned money is that how much return can be expected from that investment. In the world of mutual funds, you can never be sure of the return you would earn unless you opt for a gilt fund, which is secure government bonds. However, by looking at schemes' trailing returns, you can get a fair idea of its performance. Trailing return is the return of a mutual fund scheme over a given period of time. For instance, trailing 3-year return would show the return over the previous 3 years. Then we have alpha. Alpha states that how much additional return the fund has generated against its minimum expected return. So, if we say estimated return from a fund is 10%, based on the risk of the portfolio, but the portfolio actually earns 15%, the portfolio's alpha would be 5, which is good, isn't it? Investment in a fund which has a high alpha is recommended. On the other hand, you should stay away from the fund with negative alpha. Next, we come to standard deviation. By looking at standard deviation, you can estimate the consistency of the fund's return. Standard deviation gives you a picture of how much volatility is there in the fund's returns from its own historical average returns. For example, if a fund has a standard deviation of 10%, that denotes that it can give 10% lower or higher returns from its average return. So that's standard deviation. Now we come to market risk. To measure any fund's market risk, we use beta. In simple words, beta measures how much the fund's return respond to the changes in the market. So beta of 1 means that if the market goes up by 5%, the fund return will also go up by the same percentage. A beta of less than 1 means that the fund will be less volatile than the market. A beta of greater than 1 indicates that the fund's price will be more volatile than the market. Next, we have Sharpe Ratio. Sharpe Ratio tells you risk-adjusted return of the fund. When interpreting the Sharpe Ratio, the higher the value, the higher excess return investors can expect to receive from the extra volatility they are exposed to by holding a riskier portfolio. Similarly, a risk-free asset or a portfolio with no excess return would have a Sharpe Ratio of 0. A variation of the Sharpe Ratio is Sortino Ratio, which removes the effect of upward price movements on the standard deviation to measure only return against downwards price volatility. Keep in mind that all these measures are used in conjunction. No measure on its own will give you the whole picture. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And yes, do leave any doubts you have in comment section. Thank you for watching.